This episode of Adrenaline Unscripted is brought to you by Savage River Canoes. If you're not paddling the Savage River and you're a marathon or long distance paddler, what are you doing, man? These are the best canoes out there on the market. I have two of them myself. I highly recommend them. Go check them out.
Good deal.
All right. How are we doing today?
Doing great. How are you, Bryce?
I'm pretty good. Hey, so first of all, I gotta say I'm a huge fan because I have a D3 and a JD Pro 2, and I absolutely love those boats, and I don't think there's anything quite like them. So huge fan first off.
Well, great. Well, that's a good start. Let me just a little bit.
Already.
There we go.
Alrighty. But
Yep.
so I guess my first question is, how did you kind of get started in making canoes, and were they always racing canoes? Because I know you have other types of canoes as well that you make.
Yeah, I actually got started by I was a whitewater kayaker back late teens, early 20s,
Okay.
and I was also a carpenter and a woodworker. So I started building some wooden kayak paddles for myself, and then started selling them to friends. Then got somebody saw I'm a flat water racer and wanted me to try to build marathon racing paddles. So I started building those, and I was building the marathon paddles for a little while. They were all wood. That was before the carbon paddles came out.
Right.
And then it was back around the time when oh, what's the name of that? Well, the company in Indiana, they quit building boats, and the only people who actually were building them was Winona and Crozier, pretty much, and Surge. So some of my friends talked me into trying to design a boat. So I designed my first boat, made a wood strip, and it wasn't too good. And then I tweaked around again, and I came up with a pretty decent design. The Edge, we called it. That was back in about 88, 87, 88. And so I had a guy in Maine who was going to build them for me because I had no interest in building composite boats. So he built them for about a year or so, and it just he wasn't doing the job I liked, and he wasn't getting them out quick enough for me. So and it was a long ways, and I had to run up to Maine to get them and everything, and bring them
Right.
back and outfit them and everything. So it just worked out. I actually learned from him. He taught me a bunch of stuff on basics on how to build them, and we kind of started from there. And yeah, so it was started out as racing canoes for sure. Yeah, and it's probably recreational canoes came probably mid 90s. I started with a couple recreational designs, but I'd say most of our canoes over the years have been racing,
Right. Right.
with a few recreational boats here and there. So that's kind of how I got into it, and just kind of stuck.
So you're a whitewater kayaker. That's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. I've tried my hand in it a couple times, but I don't really anywhere for whitewater is kind of a far trip here in Grayling, but
Yeah,
we got
right. Yeah.
we got plenty of good rivers, and I have a Dagger kayak as well for it.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah. I was raised in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and started kayaking there, and then we moved to Western Maryland, Garrett County, Maryland, real close to the Yaak, and that's kind of why I moved here, because there's a lot of whitewater around here, plus a lot of snow and skiing and everything. So
oh yeah,
it's kind of weird because I ended up in whitewater country building flatwater canoes, but that's the way it worked out.
perfect. Yeah, I'm actually packing for a ski trip out to Vermont right now as we speak.
Oh, there you go.
Getting ready.
Good, good.
Yep, we're going up to J Peak, so that
Oh,
should be a
nice.
pretty good time. It'll be my
Yeah,
first
that
time
should
up
be
there.
good. I've been wanting to get up there. We have a local ski resort here, the Wisp, that I'm a mountain host at, and they're
Okay.
actually owned by the same company, J Peak, and I guess we can get some free passes if we drive the whole way to J Peak. So
Yeah. So I actually got the Indy Pass this year. I don't know if you've heard of that.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's Malta Resort Pass, and J Peak is on there.
Oh,
So
that's actually
we
on
get,
the Indy Pass. Okay,
yep,
great. Yep.
yep. So
Yeah,
we're
cool.
we're headed out there Saturday morning. We're gonna head up there, and we're gonna do a couple days of skiing there, and come back, and then it's marathon season.
Yeah, right. And it's time to train hard for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah.
ever competed in a marathon?
I've never competed in the marathon. I've done the 75 times. I've done, nationals a bunch of times. When the kids were growing up, we used to always take them to nationals and race the kid races and everything with them. And so I've done a fair bit of racing. Last couple of years, I've kind of hadn't raced much since probably 2019. I've been having shoulder issues, and
Oh, that's
so every time I start training hard, the shoulders start hurting. But
oh yeah,
yeah,
I can
that's
imagine. I mean, my shoulders
yeah.
hurt, and I don't even have shoulder issues when I first start training hard. So
Right, right, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I've done 4 marathons, and 2 of them have been in JD Pro 3. One of my
Oh, good.
partners had, and then my JD Pro 2. Actually, you probably know my JD Pro 2 pretty well. It was the one that fell off a roof and was broken into 3 pieces, and you
Oh,
and you
okay.
put it back into the mold.
Yeah, well, great. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that boat. Like
Good.
there's nothing like that boat in my opinion,
That's awesome.
and so that's why I wanted to get you on here because you build such a really good boat, and I it might be a personal opinion, but I think most people should be using a Savage River boat in the
Yeah,
canoe
well,
marathon.
thanks. We're,
Absolutely.
we're selling a bunch of them, so yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
saw like Nikki Owens JD3. I see you got the
Yeah.
color boats coming in. Is that something you do regularly, or is that something you're still
We
experimenting with?
well, we offer it. It's a good bit more money. So that and the Xylon, we built a few of those.
Right.
We just like to give people options. It's kind of funny. We've got a lot cheaper boats, but everybody kind of let me try to get rid of that.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
There we go. Uh, okay.
there we go.
Everybody wants to, get all the added extras and everything else. So
Right.
we got a lot of pretty boats out there with tech stream and stuff.
Oh yeah. My the first boat I ever paddled in. Well, actually, I paddled in a carbon built carbon the first time, and then the second time was a Tech Stream JD2,
Yep.
and
Yep.
and
Yeah.
and you also built a carbon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think for a while I had a Savage River carbon. I
Yeah. We built the Corbin 95. So, yeah, we've been building that for quite a few years.
Okay.
Yep.
So out of curiosity, what's the kind of, I know it's probably a really lengthy process, but what's kind of the overall process of building a carbon fiber canoe?
Of course, first of all, we have to have the mold. So, to start out, when I design a canoe, we build a wood strip prototype and test it out and tweak it until we get it the way we want it, and then build a wooden version of it for a plug. So it's a wood strip, so turn into a plug. It's a real heavy boat, and we get it real fine tuned, paint it, sand it down, buff it, and everything. Then we build a fiberglass mold off of it.
Okay.
So then we build, so that's it's the outside of the boat is the mold. And then we, when we're laying a boat up, of course, we have to, put a sealer on the mold and a wax and everything so they pop out.
Right.
Um, and then we cut the fabric. We put all our fabric in dry, so we're putting the first layer and the second layer, how many layers it is, and the foam core. That's all heated and bent and put in there, and then whatever the fabric is that we put over top of it, and then we put a bag on it. We seal a piece of plastic all the way around the top of it, and we suck a vacuum on it. And then we have a port in the center of it that we inject resin into. And then we have a piece of plastic all the way around the top of it, and we suck a vacuum on it. And then we have a port in the center of it that we inject resin into. And then we have a port in the center of it that we inject resin into. saturate it out. So that's kind of the method we use. And then, of course, we let it sit for a couple days to cure. We'll heat it up because of the epoxy. And, once we pop it out, then there's a lot of finishing steps. It's got to be, the rail's got to be ground down and sanded up and put bulkheads
Right.
in and all the finishing stuff and put the seats in. So and then the outside, is never perfect. So we always have to do some tweaking there, here and there and buff it up and make it look pretty. So yeah, it's a pretty involved process.
Right. And how long on average would you say, like, for one boat it takes?
Oh, it's a couple weeks worth of work. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We're doing several at a time, but we've got three guys and, we can put out, you know, maybe, boat and a half a week or so when we're going good, but it's pretty a lot of work involved.
Oh, yeah. And I know, I'm sure I, I don't know how much repairing and everything you do, but I'm sure you do some of that for people as well on top of it.
Yeah. We'll get boats back and repair them. And a lot of times, in the spring and summer, we don't do much repairs. We'll try to hold them off till the fall
Right.
when we're not quite as busy. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I know you're always at all the events. I've seen you at the Clinton and the marathon and everything. And every single time I'm like, oh man, I could spend a lot of money at this booth.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
I drove out to Maine to get my D3, my C1. That
Okay.
was
Yeah.
quite the journey, and because
Yeah.
I took that journey before going to my first Clinton, and I didn't get a test run on the Susquehanna at all. And if you've never been on that river, you definitely want a test run on it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. That depends a lot on that water level too. It can change for
I
sure.
I haven't done a General Clinton yet where it's been high water, so it's always
Right.
been
Yeah.
I've
I
always
haven't.
been dragon bottom.
Yep. 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 Yeah. That's always the hope, but you never know until the last minute. That thing can change quick.
Right, absolutely. So sounds like, I mean, I guess not sounds like you do have yourself quite the unique business there. I think there's only a few boat makers in the entire world that make that type of canoe.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's not too many. I mean, Everett Crozier used to make some, but he doesn't anymore. And Winona still builds some. But Grass River,
Yeah.
a couple folks in Canada here and there. But yeah.
And is Surge still building boats at all? Or
Surge, as far as I understand, builds a couple a year.
okay.
Uh, I that's the last I heard. I don't know for sure.
And outside of like what lines of racing canoes and two-person canoes in general do you have? Do you, because I know
What
you have,
lot?
yeah,
Oh,
like I know you have the JD Pro, JD Pro 2, JD Pro 3, and
yep.
what other boats? I know you have the Diller
We have
20.
as far as the pro boats go, we've got those, and then we have what we call the 2020, and Surge's boat, the 95. We're working on a new boat, another version of the 2020. We're making a 2020X, so we got a prototype out there now. People are testing, so that is the next thing coming up
Okay.
for sure. So yeah.
And then I saw you also have like the Susquehanna, like
Yeah, we got this. The Susquehanna is, our big stock C2. And we also alter it a little bit and make oh man, what the heck's the name of that thing? I'm getting old. My brain's dead. Um, the, anyway, it's a little bit narrow version of it.
okay.
But, and then, we do have the Blackwater, which is our stock, solo C1.
Okay.
Then there's a ton of C1s. I don't even know how many we have. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I know there's like D3X, D3 double X.
Yeah.
Do do you even make the D2s anymore or anything like that? Or
No, not really. I mean, we have the molds. Every once in a
yeah,
while, somebody will ask for one. Every once in a while, we'll get the original 18.6. Some people like that.
right.
That's still a popular boat. And then The 18 footer, um, the original 18 footer, that was a boat that I built back in 92. That was actually the first really decent design. And that thing, yes, people still like it. I actually altered the mold to the new 18.6. So, um, and that was real popular. And then I added some volume to it for a
Right.
D4 and an X version. And so, yeah, there's a ton of them. But the newest ones are the 4 series,
Okay.
and that's what we sell mostly. But yeah, we still get other ones. People get used to it and they like it, and so they just get the same boat because it's and that's
Right.
there's something to be said about that. You like a boat and you're used to it, you might as well stay with it.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
love my D3. I can't imagine paddling any other C1 at this point.
There you go. Yeah, good. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
So you put out probably a lot of boats then, probably more than just about anyone else in the racing world, I would argue to say. And
Yeah, yeah, we've definitely have a bunch of them out there. It's a couple thousand for sure.
oh yeah, and
So
if you look at like the marathon, like because it lists what type of boat people are using, and every single one of them, JD Pro, JD Pro 2, JD Pro.
yeah.
And do you still make the original JD Pro?
No, I don't make the original anymore. When we did the JD Pro 2, there was a couple problems with the regular JD Pro, that we fixed when we did the JD Pro 2. And so it's
Okay.
definitely a better boat than the older one was. So
Yeah,
we really don't build that one anymore.
that's fair. And
Yeah.
are those molds good indefinitely, or do you have to redo a mold every so often?
The molds are good for a long time. The one mold that we redid was the Susquehanna.
Okay.
That's We built a ton of boats out of that mold, and then it was getting old, and it took a lot of work to make the boats look good. So we built a plug out of it and built a new mold. So that was probably the only one that we actually redid. Now a couple of them we keep, they'll get some surface scratches and cracks and stuff, and we can fix it to a certain point. So, but we keep trying to repair the molds as long as we can because they're expensive to build for sure.
Oh,
So
I bet. Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah,
you said you have to build a basically a wood strip canoe just to build the mold, right? Is what
yeah,
you said
yeah,
earlier.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that probably comes from your background as a woodworker and carpenter.
Exactly. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. So
So
yeah,
it's
when I
got
first started into it, I thought I'd just be a canoe designer and build wood strip canoes. I'd have no intention of getting into composites. I don't have anything to do with it, but it ended up being that way. So
that's a whole world to me that just blows my mind, the composites, because I tried to do a couple minor repairs one time and I was just like, nope, take my money.
yeah,
I don't even
right. Yeah.
I don't even want to mess with it. I
Yeah.
know like
Yeah.
a couple paddles, I'll, two-part epoxy them or something like that. But as far as
Right.
like the whole carbon, it's a fabric and then you have to put a hardener on it and everything like that. That seems like a lot.
Yeah. 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 There's a lot to it for sure. Yep.
And I know you said, so you're a downhill skier. Do you also cross country ski?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I cross country skied, long before I downhill. Yeah. When I was probably in late teens, I got a pair of skis and started doing that. And I was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We didn't have near as much snow,
Right.
but we get out a couple times a year. And I've actually built some wooden skis back in the day,
Oh, really?
cross country skis. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I was a diehard for making my own equipment, whatever it was.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. If you had any idea of like, I know of making skis and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, yeah. As far as composite skis, I actually tried to build some skate skis for cross country,
Yep.
and they weren't too bad, but I didn't have the technology to really figure that because that's really high tech stuff.
Oh yeah,
Trying to
definitely.
figure out everything, so I never pursued it much more.
Fair enough.
So
Yeah, I mean, downhill skiing's how I got started into all this. Actually, I started downhill skiing and needed a hobby in the summer, so I started by just recreational kayaking and Knew a
Yeah.
couple people that did the marathon and went out a couple times with them. And then a week later, I was driving to Wisconsin to pick up a C2.
There you go. Got
Yep.
hooked.
And then
Good.
four C2s later, I finally got my forever boat, the JD Pro 2.
There you go. Great.
Yep. And
Good. Good.
yeah, well, I look forward to seeing you at the marathon. And obviously, I told you I'm not going to the Clinton anymore, unfortunately, but
Yep.
nonetheless, I'm sure you'll be out here in Michigan for the marathon and
Yeah, we'll be
everything.
coming. We'll be coming there for the marathon for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what the new 2020 is
Yeah.
like. I mean, I haven't actually paddled the original. That's one of the only boats you made in C2 that I haven't paddled. And
Right. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
heard good things about it. I've heard it's kind of a cross between the JD2 and a Corbin.
Yeah.
Sort of.
That's kind of how I've come up with it. Right.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a a niche boat. Certain people love it and it works great, and other people don't. It's lower volume, so that's why I'm building this X version to so larger people can get in it and use it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you build a boat for everyone. It's
We try to.
it's pretty awesome. And so anyway, did you have any other things that you wanted to share while you're on here? It's kind of an open platform.
Uh, it's not necessarily. I mean, as probably most people know, I've pretty much retired. My son's taking over the business, and I still stick my head in now and then and make sure everything's running good. But I still have my hand on some. But he's doing a great job. He's doing all the sales and all the book work and everything. And got three guys in the shop now, so they each got their section of the process that they do, and they're doing a great job. And so, yeah, it's been going well.
Awesome.
So,
Alrighty,
yeah,
sir. Well, enjoy partial retirement slash not retired,
right,
and
yeah,
and I can't wait to talk to you more in person at the marathon and such.
sounds great.
I really appreciate your time coming on here.
Well, thanks for having me. Appreciate
Yep.
it, Bryce. Take
Yes,
care.
sir. Yep. You as well.
Bye.